Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Joe Milton does not hold back after becoming Dak Prescott backup. The Dallas Cowboys traded for former New England Patriots quarterback Joe Milton on Thursday morning. Milton will be entering his second season in the NFL in 2025 and only appeared in one game in his rookie campaign. However, in his lone appearance, Milton showed that he has more than enough tools to succeed in the NFL. In his singular start in the final game of the season, Milton threw for 241 yards and a touchdown while leading the Patriots to one of their 4 wins on the season. Unfortunately for Milton, the trade sets him up to be the backup to Dak Prescott, who the Cowboys signed to an extension prior to the start of last season, for the foreseeable future. Milton gave his own thoughts on the trade on Thursday. "My family grew up a Cowboys fan. My mom always had a Cowboys shirt on. She always talked about them. Living in Texas has been a long-time dream of mine. And now I'm with them. I'm ready to work," Milton said, per Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz. Fans reacted to the statement on social media. "When he starts to look like the second coming of Joe Montana taking the Cowboys to the NFC Championship game, I'm going to remember this and be sick," one fan wrote on Twitter. "I said we should have drafted him last year. Now if we just hadn't paid Dak, we could have loaded up on some quality FAs. Now let's draft some more athletes, Jihad, Thornton, Ty Robinson. Let's go," one Cowboys fan added. "Hopefully future QB1. I'm so ready," one fan added. It'll be interesting to see if Milton can challenge Prescott for the starting job. The contract situation between the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons is delicately poised as the two sides continue to work towards getting a new deal done. With the expectation that Micah will become the highest-paid non-quarterback in football, or at least close to it, with roughly a $40 million APY contract thought to be where the two sides are, it is taking time to get the deal across the line. Of course, owner Jerry Jones and his comments on Micah's agent have raised some eyebrows, but Jerry's statement about Parsons' value to the team when on a big contract might have slipped through the cracks. Parsons wants to be a leader of the locker room, and for Jerry, when talking about the huge figures regarding Micah's contract, Jones gave a rather interesting answer as to whether Micah, as a potential franchise leader, impacts what kind of contract he gets. "Micah has to be the player that he wants paid as," Jones said. "He has to be a tremendous leader for the Dallas Cowboys. He has the skill, the capacity mentally, so for us to justify the kinds of dollars we're talking about, he has to literally lead the way, and he's so substantive that if he's halfway not leading, it's glaring. So Micah has to really lead. I think he's committed to do that. The agent won't be within a million miles of him when we're executing on what I'm talking about right here," Jones said. "That will be something that we might be visiting about on a week-to-week basis. So yes, Micah will be getting, we think, a shiny new contract that puts him at the very top of his position, but make no mistake, that comes with certain non-negotiables. Parsons wants to be a leader. He has to show it through his actions, and if he's getting a monster contract, it appears that Micah being the best version of himself for the organization is something that Jerry expects, especially when Parsons will be earning $40+ million per year." Cowboys CeeDee Lamb gang-related rule response turning heads. The NFL is with good intentions banning the widely used nose wipe celebration, per a change to Rule 12, Section 3 Article 1(d), made famous in part by Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. In the world of the all-pro pass catcher, it's used as a celebratory move. But its origins? Pro Football Talk has noted that the nose wipe is a gang sign associated with the Bloods, indicating someone is untrustworthy. The NFL statement on the new policy? Any violent gesture, which shall include but not be limited to a throat slash, simulating firing or brandishing a gun, or using the nose wipe gesture, or an act that is sexually suggestive or offensive. And so any player using the gesture will be charged with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty with a loss of 15 yards. Lamb's statement on the new policy? SMH, I have plenty of other celebratory gestures in mind, he wrote on X in a statement that is turning heads. It seems that, as is often the case in popular culture, the original intent of the nose wipe has been homogenized into something that made its way into the music industry, as the gesture here has been popularized by Atlanta rapper Young Thug. There are certainly those who are viewing the change as being over-officious, and labeling it a violent gesture that compares to the simulation of firing a gun may seem excessive. But the NFL's message is clear. And so is Lamb's, as over the course 81 career games with Dallas he has recorded 6,339 receiving yards and 38 touchdowns, along with 388 rushing yards and 3 scores. Meaning the 25-year-old Lamb, as he enters the second season of the 4-year, $136 million extension he signed last summer, plans on having plenty to celebrate. Cowboys trade of Dak Prescott pushed again by Cleveland shock jock. For the last week, Cleveland radio host Bruce Drennan has been pounding the table saying the Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys were in talks about a potential trade for Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Despite other news outlets denying and dismissing the rumor as conjecture and speculation at best, Drennan stands by his comments and is not backing down from his position. Cowboys reporter Mike Fisher of CowboysCountry.com already dismissed Drennan's comments and said the trade is not in the works and that it's all a figment of Drennan's imagination. Or his confusion. Or his lie. On his show Thursday, Drennan said he stands behind his report. And doubles down. He insists the Browns are going to send the 33rd pick of the draft and veteran cornerback Greg Newsome to the boys for Prescott. He added the caveat there might be more compensation to Dallas. He is unsure. I stand by the statement that I laid out on you last week, Drennan said. Dallas and Cleveland would make a deal. Cleveland would get Dak Prescott. Dallas would get Greg Newsome and the 33rd pick. Now, if there's anything else involved in the deal, I don't know about that. I was not told that. I was not informed about anything else. There could be for all I know. It's not the second, overall, pick in the draft. The Browns would keep that. Fans aren't buying what Drennan is selling. They have taken to social media mocking the shock jock. One fan offered him a bet of $10,000, winner take all. This would possibly be the worst trade in NFL history if it actually happened. The Browns getting Dak for a player and a second-round pick would be the biggest fleece of all time, one user remarked. I heard from my sources that it's a package deal including CD Lamb and Dak for a 2029 sixth-round pick. Dallas also picking up 98.8% of Dak's contract to make the financials work, another mocked. Bet $10,000 on it, Brucey, a third dared. 33rd and Greg Newsome, that's all we get back? If you're gonna gas up NFL/Cowboys Browns Twitter, at least be bolder with your BS. As Fisher noted a week ago, Dallas would eat $148 million in event of such a deal, making it a non-starter even in the highly unlikely event Dak would waive his no-trade clause. Brennan's motivation here is unknown. But the facts are not. And you, fan? What do you think about Dak Prescott's situation? Write to us in the comments.